this is Terry with your 9-Star Ki Astrology Reading for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. And I just did a whole relationship astrology chart reading for their combined astrology charts. I'm really going gangbusters, but this is what happens when you're doing relationship charting. I like to look into the deep dive into their chart together, forms its own chart. And then I read Travis's chart, just a little mini reading, and Taylor's chart with a little mini reading related to their relationships. And now I'm going to go east and do the 9-Star Ki Astrology. If you're not familiar with what 9-Star Ki Astrology is, it's a Chinese astrology based on the 5-element system. And I did a whole separate video on what is 9-Star Ki. I'll link it down below. And you can also watch my 2024 Wood Star astrology reading, which we will be all entering this Wood Star for next year. And so I will link those down below. But essentially, both Travis and Taylor are Earth element stars. For those of you in the know, they are the two Earth mothers, and they were both born in 1989, so they share the same element, which could be very complementary. And Travis is a 2-3-4, so he's Earth and Wood, and Taylor is a 2-1-6, so she's Earth, Water, Metal. I'll get into what all that means in just a moment, but essentially they are both two Earth mothers at their core. They are so compassionate, so caring, and they make really good friends for anyone who's lucky enough to call them friends. And they will be really good friends for each other. I think they'll get along really well. And 2 stars are natural born caregivers. They want to help everyone. They usually have pets. I know Taylor has cats, and I bet that Travis probably has a dog or something. These people always rescue animals, and they want to rescue the world at large, but sometimes they give so much in their pursuit of helping everyone else out that they forget to take care of, number one, they forget to take care of themselves. So 2 Earth stars really need to incorporate some self-care. I hope that they can go to a resort or a spa and get a massage and eat some nourishing soup this winter. They should be taking their supplements and trying to get better sleep, but looking at their schedule, I don't imagine they sleep much. 2 Earth mothers really struggle with playing the martyr when they give too much to their friends and family, or they give too much in their relationships, and then they feel like no one is really there for them when they need help. And it's really their own fault because they're so much better at giving than receiving. So they sort of set it up this way in their relationships where they give too much and then they're really shy. They're always the modest person that's too shy to take the present or take the gift, and they're just not able to receive all the compliments or love that's coming towards them. So they need to create these healthy, emotional, and energetic boundaries where they're not giving too much, and they can just balance and have an equilibrium between how much they give and how much they're willing to receive back. And when you have a relationship with 2 Earth mothers, like we see with Taylor and Travis here, it can become a real love fest of each of them giving so much to each other in almost like an infinity symbol of reciprocation, where they finally receive as much love back as they are giving for the first time ever. It can feel so rewarding to a 2 Earth star to find somebody who can love them in this way. And it forms a sacred union of trust between the 2 of them that 2s don't usually experience with anyone else except for when 2 2s come together. And two Earth mothers love to create warm and welcoming homes to invite their friends and family in. And this is absolutely true of both Taylor and Travis. They both have gorgeous homes, not just because they're wealthy, but if you've seen, I watched Taylor on Vogue 76 Questions a while back, and her home is not just like really nice because of course she's wealthy, but it's warm and welcoming. She's got cats. She's got coffee. I mean, what more do you need but cats and coffee to make a home a home? And Travis has a very comfortable home in Kansas City with a beautiful swimming pool that just says family and friends are welcome here. And they both know good design, and they both have good feng shui. I really notice this when I watch. I love to watch architectural design. And I'm sorry to say, a lot of celebrities, even though they're rich and famous, they don't have good feng shui. But Taylor and Travis have good feng shui, both of them. And that earth element is all about creating a home that feels like a sanctuary, a home that is healing and comforting. And they enjoy good food and drinks, and I'm sure they will be hosting elaborate parties for their friends and families in their homes. And earth element is about nourishing yourself. Earth element rules the stomach. And so they will probably love to go out and just eat delicious foods together and nourish each other. And they may just want to play hooky from all that work that they both have. And they're going to blow off deadlines and ditch the whole scene and forget about their heartbreaks just to be together, like that Taylor sang in that one song. And two earth energy is just this incredibly fertile. It's the earth soil. It's like the farmer's soil that is ready to plant those spring seeds for the next year's harvest. So how many kids will they have? In my other relationship astrology chart, I predicted that they will have Irish twins. I do believe. They're maybe going to have a baby and then quickly have another baby. But maybe they'll quickly have another and another baby. I don't know. I could totally see them having a lot of babies together, as many as they want. They could get pregnant together even without using birth control. It's that fertile energy. So be careful. And one of the downsides, though, of being a two earth mother, just like one of the downsides of being a mother, is worry. Every good mother will worry about the safety of her children. And twos are prone to worrying about things that aren't even happening, right? Twos worry and have anxiety about a lot of the world's problems. And when you have two earth mothers in a relationship, they can feed off of each other's worry. So I recommend listening to Bob Marley's Three Little Birds. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. And they're going to want to have these mantras to get them out of their state of worry, because worrying is like praying for what you don't want. So I hope that they, together through their love and their comfortable home, that they can transcend the lower vibrational energy of worry. That is their one downside. And in the 9-star key, the second star house is how they handle stress, conflict, and it can also be your relationship fighting style. So I want to unpack that. Taylor is a 1 water star in her second house, which is extremely emotional, energetically sensitive, and a little bit fearful. So when she is under stress, her mind will take her to the worst case scenarios. And she's kind of got that double worry, because she's got the two earth mother who's worried about the children. And now she's got the 1 water star who's fearful about what's going on in the world. And she may have anxiety, nightmares, bad dreams, or nervousness. And 1 water stars, they really love to be alone, especially if they're ever feeling misunderstood. So her fighting style would be to withdraw from the fight, taking off to be in total seclusion, maybe going into hiding. She needs lots of time and space to be alone, just to figure out how she's feeling. And she may give the dreaded silent treatment even, but she's not trying to be cruel with the silent treatment. It really comes from this place where she feels like no one understands her deepest emotions, or she just doesn't know how to express what she needs to express. So she's just going to not talk about it because she's so sophisticated in her feelings. It can feel like sometimes she's channeling her emotions from a higher source, like she's connecting to ancestors and aliens alike at this level that most of us mere mortals just can't even understand. And so if she ever feels like her words aren't being misunderstood when she's in an argument with someone, she may just retreat completely or feel emotionally insecure, so she'll stop talking. And that can be seen as sort of a passive-aggressive silent treatment, but it's not really. It's just sort of a coping mechanism for not being understood. Now, Travis is a 3 wood star in his second placement, and that couldn't be more different than the 1 water star, because Travis is confident to the point of boastful to tell you exactly what he is feeling, which can be very beneficial to just know what your partner's feeling. But he's not shy about telling the whole world about how he's feeling. And of course, we know that Taylor likes secrecy about her personal life, so that could get him into a little bit of trouble. And his 3 wood element is that warrior star. I have that warrior star too. He will go into battle and he will fight to protect his loved ones. So I feel confident that he is the man who could really protect Taylor Swift in beneficial ways and keep her safe in this world. But that warrior energy, it's so fierce, tied to that Mars-Sun conjunction he has in his Western chart. That warrior can rumble like thunder, like a really intense thunderstorm when he's feeling hurt or misunderstood in a romantic dispute. So he is very outwardly expressive when he is upset. I have that too. It's like an angry Italian who's just going to tell you what they think. But then once he's said it, once he's expressed his feelings about how mad he is, he's over it. But sometimes the person you've yelled at or expressed your emotions to is like devastated, and you're like, well, I feel better now. I got that out. So he has to let it all out, so that there's some contrast, and definite contrast in how they handle stress. Taylor might retreat and go in silent, and he's going to really tell you how he's feeling. Sometimes our different ways of handling things in an argument can bring about a balance or equilibrium, like the Libra scales of the relationship. But on particularly bad days, our differences can be disruptive to be just such a different way of handling conflict. Travis would do well to just go exercise when he's feeling emotions that are coming up, or like just go yell at a chair. There's like that empty chair that you can do in psychology where you just put a chair in front of you and you yell at it. That's a really good technique, but it might be why he's such an amazing football player, because I think exercise and physical activity is the perfect outlet for all of his inner toil and frustrations and tensions and stress as it rises up. He's got that yang rising with a lot of energy rising up. He needs an athletic outlet for that, and I think he has it with just his career. In the 5-element system, water feeds wood, just as you water your tree in your garden. So ultimately, Taylor's second house water element will nourish and feed Travis's wood to help him grow forth. So there's so much potential for a deep, nourishing friendship here. And even best friends will fight, but it's more important about how you handle the disagreements and the communication. And they can work it all out together and only be stronger. That tree is only going to go stronger even when they're in turmoil. So that's beautiful. And the 3rd star is about career and what you do out in the world. And Taylor's 6 metal wood is controlling and penetrating of Travis's 4th wood element here. So this is another harmonious union as long as the wood doesn't feel cut down. So Taylor could say things or do things that could kind of cut Travis down and make him feel bad about himself. And that's something to look out for. But the metal, when their control is in excess, it can make you feel bad. But ultimately, it's just a nice controlling, keeping things in order. Ultimately, they are really good for each other energetically with the 9-star key. They care deeply about each other. It's so seen here. And that goes a long way towards any relationship. And in 2023, they were both in that 3 wood star year, which the whole world is going into for 2024. I just did a whole astrology report about 2024, how we're all going into this fast growing tree year. But Travis and Taylor, they're sort of ahead of the times because they were in their wood star for 2023, a time of growth and blooming. It's that young spring tree, just like a cherry tree that gets those little pink blossoms on it. Just as spring is beginning, they were blooming, and Taylor with her amazing Eros tour, and Travis becoming the fastest tight end. This was their year to really go for it. The wind was in their sails. They could really make things happen and just accomplish as much as they could. But now in 2024, they will be moving into a slower growth cycle. Everything slows down as they enter the 4 wood star, which is an older tree that is learning how to bend in the wind, to adapt to changes. You got to bend, don't break, right? And so there will be a lot of changes coming for them both in 2024, and they will learn how to work smarter, not harder. And they're going to have to learn how to adapt to a new work-life balance. That Libra, as we go into the Libra eclipse portal, we're all going to be learning how to balance. And there will be some disruptions that will come to Taylor and Travis from external pressures, forcing them to make some really big life-altering decisions. Could that be a baby? I don't know. There may be obstacles and roadblocks this year that force them to adapt. They might not be able to get what they want. They might have to do something that, like plan A might not work. They might have to go to plan B. They've got to figure out their way forward. And these changes are just going to keep coming into 2025. When the winds of change turn into a full force hurricane. And that could be a baby, because nothing says hurricane like a newborn. If you are a mother, you know what I'm talking about. 2025 will be an incredibly fertile year for them. So I'm going to put my prediction on 2025. They might just have a baby. That's what I'm going to say. But anyways, they have a lot of changes to come in 2024 on the 9-star key. And I thank you so much for watching. And I really have high hopes that they are going to make it. I think we've all got our fingers collectively crossed for them. And I will see you all next time.